All right, I call the meeting of the Board of Supervisors of Pittsylvania County to order. Ms. Flippen, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Blackstock.
Present.
Mr. Barber.
Here.
Mr. Farmer.
Here.
Mr. Warren.
Here.
Dr. Miller.
Present.
Mr. Scares.
Here.
Mr. Davis.
Present.
Now will you please join me for a moment of silence? Thank you very much. Please join me, stand and pledge allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
And by show of hands, all in favor? Unanimous. Mr. Hunt, do you have an item we need to add?
This will go on the joint meeting.
Okay, thank you.
That's about economic development.
Very good, thank you. At this time, we will accept nominations for the chair. The chair serves for a calendar year until December 31st, and it's a one-year term. And at this time, the nominations are open for chairman of the Board of Supervisors. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Bob Warren, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Barber that Bob Warren be nominated as chairman, second by Joe Davis. Any other nominations? Hearing none, the nominations are closed. All in favor of Mr. Bob Warren as chairman until December 31, 2018 indicate by let's say a show of hands. The nominations pass unanimously. I'll turn the gavel over to Chairman Warren.
Thank you, Mr. Smitherman, and thank the board members for their vote of confidence and support. We will now open the floor for nominations for vice chairman. Responsibilities of vice chairman are to fill in any case or take over any meetings where the chairman cannot be present, and assume the same responsibilities as the chairman in those situations. Open the floor for nominations.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we nominate Ron Scarce for the vice chair.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Davis, seconded by Mr. Barber. Are there any other nominations? Can I get a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Blackstock, seconded by Dr. Miller. All in favor of Mr. Scarce, please raise your right hands. It's unanimous. We're down to item 8, bylaws and rules of order adoption. Mr. Hunt, do you have anything to add to this?
No, sir. If there's going to be any change, we would have had to have provided notice, and there's been no notice. So I recommend we adopt them as they currently are. Just know that there has been numerous discussions about changing these bylaws, and those may occur in the near future, but they will have to have a recommendation from the legislative committee.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hunt. Need a motion to adopt.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adopt the board bylaws that are currently utilized by the Board of Supervisors.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Blackstock, seconded by Mr. Davis. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hands. Okay. And then adoption of the Robert's Rules of Order.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adopt Robert's Rules of Order.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Blackstock, seconded by Mr. Barber. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. It's unanimous. Set date and time of regular board meetings. Do you have a schedule, Mr.?
I have emailed it out to everyone. It is the same schedule that we're following currently. The work sessions will start here at 4:30, the business meeting at 7 p.m. on the third Tuesday of each month.
Okay. Need a motion to approve the dates and times?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Barber, seconded by Mr. Davis. Any discussion?
Just one question, this, last year was a 1 or 2 that we had to change away from the third.
Because of holidays, there was an
No, but
issue.
no.
There was no issue this year.
Good question, Mr. Blackstock. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. It's unanimous. We will move to appointing of committees and special committees, and I proceed to read off all of the appointments to complete this year's appointments. Finance and Insurance Committee, Elton Blackstock, Chairman, Joe Davis, Ron Scares, and Robert Warren. I'd like to pause right here to say that we certainly hope every board member will be present for every Finance Committee meeting, every Budget Committee meeting. That's something Mr. Blackstock likes to see as chairman, so we have everybody's input during the process. And he does a great job with that, so we hope everybody will show up for those. Next would be Personnel Committee. Chairman would be Joe Davis, Ben Farmer, and then Tim Barber. Property and Building Committee, Chairman's Joe Davis, Robert Warren, and Dr. Charles Miller. Legislative Committee, Chairman Ron Scares, Joe Davis, Ben Farmer. Solid Waste Committee, Tim Barber, Chair, Robert Warren, and Elton Blackstock. Animal Welfare Facilities Committee, Chairman Elton Blackstock, Dr. Charles Miller, and Ben Farmer. Computer, Radio, Telecommunication, Ron Scares, Chair, Joe Davis, and Dr. Charles Miller. Board of Supervisors School Joint Liaison Committee, Chairman Ben Farmer, Dr. Charles Miller, and Joe Davis. Fire and Rescue Policy and Procedures Committee, Chairman Ron Scares, Tim Barber, Elton Blackstock. Economic Development Committee, Chairman Tim Barber, Joe Davis, Robert Warren. Agricultural Development Board, Robert Warren.
That's,
We eliminated that.
that's been limited.
Thank you, Ms. Danville, Pittsylvania County Regional Facilities Authority, primary Robert Warren, secondary Ron Scares, alternate Elton Blackstock. Stanton River Regional Industrial Facilities Authority, appointment contingent on Stanton River Regional Industrial Facilities Authority formal creation likely to occur in February of 2018. These will be the representatives. Primary will be Elton Blackstock, secondary will be Ben Farmer, and alternate will be Dr. Charles Miller. Pittsylvania County Planning Commission, appointee is Joe Davis. Virginia Association of Counties is Robert Warren. Metropolitan Planning Organization is Ron Scares, Ben Farmer, and Dr. Charles Miller. SARA Title III DPC Local Emergency Planning Commission is Elton Blackstock and the County Administrator. Pittsylvania County Services Board, Social Service Board is Ron Scares. Runner River Basin Association is Dr. Charles Miller. Dan River Business Development Center is Joe Davis. West Piedmont Planning District Commission, Ron Scares, Ben Farmer. Fire Rescue Emergency Medical Advisory Committee is Mr. Blackstock. Local elected officials, Workforce Investment Board, Robert Warren. Tri-County Lake Administrative Commission, Ben Farmer. Pittsylvania County Community Action Agency, Dr. Charles Miller. Pittsylvania County Community Services Board, Dr. Charles Miller. Pittsylvania County Youth Commission, Joe Davis. I don't believe there's any other business to come before the board. I will.
I do.
You do?
I have board appointments.
You just did it.
No, these are board member appointments, the whole board has to vote on.
Oh, okay.
That's 25A and 25B. Those just have to be voted on by the whole board.
Oh, CPMT and,
CPMT and the TLAC appointment, which
Yeah,
the
that-
citizen representative, we're going to
that's-
wait until January.
Okay,
That's to our
I see.
business meeting.
Mr. Scares, and we're thinking of the appointment. Right, that's who you're talking about? TLAC.
TLAC, but we have to appoint the county administrator, he has to be appointed. All the county administrators have to be.
So we need a recommendation.
We just need a motion to approve the county administrator for TLAC and Sherwood Zimmerman for the Leesville Lake Association, the citizen representative will do our business meeting. Or we can fly. He represents the Leesville Lake Association.
What is your preference, Mr. Hunt?
For TLAC,
Yes.
you have county administrator, one county citizen representative, and Leesville Lake representative. So,
I mean, we still can do that at the business meeting.
yeah, we can do that at business meeting's fine.
Okay. And CPMT board.
We need a board representative.
And you said that the board's got to nominate that,
Yeah.
not me.
Well, you can nominate them and they can approve.
They got,
They all
just
have
have
to
to
vote
vote.
on
Who
it.
did you have?
Ron Scares.
I make a motion with appoint Ron Scares to the CPMT board.
Second.
Short straw.
Second.
Okay, any other recommendations, nominations? Seeing none, I close nominations. All in favor of Mr. Scares, raise your right hand. It's unanimous. Okay, I see no other business to come before the board, so I'll give an opportunity for each board member to have something to say. I'll start with Mr. Davis and come right down the line. Got any comments?
I'm looking for not only a challenging year, but a successful year. We've got some things looking at us from a financial standpoint as far as the county is concerned, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get through the weeds. We're going to need a lot of input. We're going to need a lot of research and solutions, especially on the finance committee. And I'm glad we got Mr. Blackstock once again chairing that and holding the reins on that, because we need his insight as well as all of us. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Mr. Scares?
I just first want to appreciate, let you guys know, I appreciate the vote of confidence as Vice Chairman. I'm looking forward to working well with Bob and with the county administrator, and looking forward to a successful year. I think we're going to be working well together. I think we're all going to do a good job of gelling and coming together and making this the #1 county, so I'm looking forward to this year.
Thank you, Mr. Scares. Dr. Miller?
I'm appreciative of the opportunity to serve the county and advance the district here on the board. I'm looking forward to a steep learning curve, but I expect to be successful and cooperative with everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Mr. Palmer?
Yeah, echo Mr. Miller's sentiments there. Just looking forward to the upcoming 4 years, and we'll take one day at a time and one challenge at a time. And just very appreciative of all the staff that's helped thus far early on my getting up to speed, but it's a long way to go. And I'm just looking forward to learning as much as I can and working alongside the board.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Barbara?
I'd just like to welcome the new members, and see anything I can do to help you. One of you just give me a call if you'd like to help, and I look forward to working together, moving forward.
Mr. Blackstock?
I'd like to, first of all, welcome both of the new board members and congratulate Mr. Davis on his new 4-year term. I'm excited about the board. I think we're moving in the right direction. I also would like to say thank you to Mr. Warren for again serving as a chairman. Nobody knows how many meetings and events that the chairman attends in a year's time. If you listen, there's a long list of appointments, and there's a lot to do at different times. But the chairman really, it's almost a full-time job. And with the business, I appreciate the time that you are going to put in as a chairman. And it's sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. And I also appreciate Mr. Skiss stepping up and serving as vice chairman. I look forward to serving again as a finance chairman. We've got some challenges, but challenges that can't be overcome. I think, an exciting time in Pittsylvania County. We're growing, and we're moving in the right direction. And anytime you're growing and making changes, there'll be some people that complain and don't want to get on the bus. But in the end, we'll do the right thing, and the county will be much better for it, and I look forward to it.
Thank you, Ms. Blackstock. I would just like to say that appreciate the comments that have been made, especially from Mr. Blackstock, and I'm very humbled to have the opportunity to serve as this board's chairman again. It was a pleasure to serve last year. We had some big shoes to fill from the gentleman that had been chairman before that I see Mr. Barksdale in the audience tonight. I picked at him a little bit about he couldn't even miss one meeting. So it's good to see him back. And I was very pleased last year and very impressed with the board we had. We came together, we worked as a unit, we faced some problems, we faced some positives, and we will surely have those again this year. I look forward to serving with every member of this board. I do welcome the 2 new additions to our board. They will come in with new ideas and hopefully some new exciting things that they're interested in and want us to take a look at, and we're certainly open to that, so please don't be hesitant to do that. And I can assure you that I will do everything I can to assist you into this transition. But I can also say that for each and every member of this board, and I'm sure even some of the fellows that aren't serving now will be available for any kind of help or advice that someone might want to bounce off of them from their experiences in the past. We do have a big challenge coming up with budget time. As you know, I appointed Mr. Blackstock to chair that again. I have the utmost confidence in his abilities to understand that budget and work with that budget, and we certainly have staff that is beyond experts in the field with Ms. Vanderhyde and Mr. Hicks. They've already presented us with a lot of information this year that has been very eye-opening, and some things we realized that maybe we should have had a little more attention to pay to it before, but it's coming around now, and we're going to be sure that this public and our citizenry know exactly where we're at and what we got going on, that there will be complete transparency from this board. I've talked to each one of the members, and we want to be that way for the citizenry. That's what you deserve. You elected us to serve you, and that's what we want. We want to serve you, so please don't hesitate to contact us when you have a problem. And I can even say that after Christmas Day and the day after Christmas from some of the site problems we had with collections of trash. So it was an interesting holiday, but we're working on that, and we will, I've been assured by some of our staff that we'll have that fixed by the time next Christmas rolls around, or it'll be better anyway. So having said all that, I will declare this meeting adjourned.